Gentlemen, guess what we're doing today? Today we're going to work on the car, the Honda T.L.C. yet again. Got some pretty good things in mind today, and that is the Spec D tuning. Pretty sure you guys know what this video is going to be about. Let's open up the box and see what's in here. So what's in here is those boys. You know, I was looking at the upper control arm and the bushing looked like it was busted, but I don't remember right now. But that doesn't matter, because you know what? We're going to change it out today. Hell yeah. So what's cool about these, they come with where they go. So this is obviously the passenger side. Somebody told me that I was wrong when I said it like that, but this is the passenger side, and this, the left, is the driver's side. Somebody told me, no, you don't know what you're talking about, bro, blah blah blah, and I'm like, yo, I know, because the letter faces the front of the car. If you install it like this, I mean, to be honest, they're the same exact thing. If you put it like this, the distance, the installation process is exactly the same. There's no difference. But whatever, I'm gonna install them with the letters facing the front of the car. I think it's clean, I think it's dope, I think it's where it's at. What's up? Am I saying that right? Yeah, so this, no, I'm doing it right. This, nope. This goes on this side and this goes on this side. That's actually wrong. So, this is how we're going to install it. But this is the right side. Am I facing the car? Okay. So this goes on this side and this goes on this side. I'm pretty confident now. Just like this. Alright, so let's start with the left side of the car. So, first thing you want to do is jack the car up. Let's get it off the ground. So I'm going to jack the car up real quick, and then once I'm done jacking the car up, we're going to start seeing what we got to take off first. But I know for sure the hood has to get popped. Ugh. Man, how come you guys haven't been talking or complimenting me on how clean this engine bay and underneath this hood look? You know this is a lot of hard work. I'm just kidding. Alright, so for sure this have to come off. This have to come off. Nope, I'm saying that wrong. It's actually underneath. I can't show you from here, but it's a bolt on this side and there's a bolt on the other side. Let me just raise the car up and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So I just want to show you guys what bolt I was referring to, and it's the one that's right here and the one that's right there, those two bolts. But in order to get a wrench or anything in there, you do have to take off the shock. In order to take that bolt off and that bolt off, so you can get a wrench or something in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one off, and then I'm going to loosen 1, 2, and then the shock should just fall right out. And then I'm going to focus all of my attention on taking this off first. This is the first thing I want to take off, so that way the rest of the process is easier. And like I said before, I was actually right. This is cracking, so it's in pretty bad shape. Alright, so let's get started with taking off the shock. So basically what I did was I loosened up these top ones, and I took off the bolt that was holding here. So the next step is to step on this. See how it's coming off? That's not going to be enough, so I'm going to take off the one on the bottom so the fork can fall. I can take the shock out and I can attack the top bolts. So let me take off the bottom fork. This is a 17. This bolt here is a 14, and the shock strut top bar, these up here, are also 14s. So let me take those off. Alright, so now that we got the bolt out, okay. Now I'm going to take off the brake line completely, and then I'm going to drop the shock out, and we should be good to go. The brake line, if I'm not mistaken, is either a 10 or a 12. I'll check that real quick. I think it's a 12. Yep. So you grab your little 12 millimeter there, and it's a perfect fit. I'm not gonna even put the brake lines back on, only because I think tomorrow or the day after, I'm gonna take off these stock shocks and put the coilovers. I finally got the shock out of the car. So now I have all access to that bolt and that bolt. So the next step is I want to take this off, only because once you take these back ones off, this is going to be impossible to take out. So I'm going to take this off first, and then I'm going to take these guys off, and then we'll go from there. All right, so let me take this one off. Oh, one more thing. Usually when you take this off, you need to take this off with a 17mm socket, and you got to bang this loose until this pops straight up. This is going to want to fall forward, so don't put your face or anything close to it, just hit it at a distance, and then it's going to fall forward, and once it falls forward, everything else is a snap. It's going to be real quick. So let me take this off with a 17mm socket, which we have right here, and it's a perfect fit, but I know I'm not going to be able to, only because, oh, there it is. My secret is I never take it all the way off, only because once I get that hammer and I start hitting the side of it, I don't want to hit that bolt. I'm not going to use it anymore, but just in case, you know what I mean? So let's hit it. All right, so now that it fell down, you see that gap right there? That lets you know that it's loose. So I don't want to take it completely off. Let me focus my attentions on these back here. And those back there, if I'm not mistaken, they're a 14. Let me get my 14 real quick. I think it's a 14. And yep, it's a 14 socket. Let me get my wrench. Man, this is so hard to do with one hand. Get it. Hold on, let me see. If I can get it, then I don't have to turn the camera off. If I can't, and I have to, and it's on the on position. All right, let's see. Now they're both spinning. So if you look closely, they're both spinning. So I have to use two hands. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright guys, so I finally got that part off. So basically what I did was I took the bolts off the top, only because I was having a hard time reaching this side of this. So now I took it completely out of the car. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put an adjustable wrench on this side, like so, like this. And then I'm going to use a socket, 14mm socket, to take off the inside, which is here. Man, that's a lot of rust. Alright, so now that this one is off, come on. I'm basically going to install, I'm going to do the opposite with the new camber kit for the front, and then that's going to pretty much complete the install. This will just come off. Alright, so this is for this side. And then we gotta do the same thing for the other side. Yeah. Come on out. Alright. Pull this out. This for this side. This side comes off. And then this is the original compared to the camber kit. Also, I have the Allen key, which fits these. Once I drop the car, I will adjust the height. If I don't get the right height, I'm going to take it to get an alignment, and then once I get the alignment, they'll fix it correctly. So this is the difference between the two. Alright, so now we're going to do the exact opposite as the way we took it off. We're going to put this new one on. So it goes like this. It has to go underneath this part. Then you just put the socket back through. I definitely need two hands. Guys, so I just want to give you guys a better look at what I was trying to say. Oh, one more thing. if the bolt part goes on the outside, make sure it goes back on the same side. Don't do it the other way, trying to cheat yourself. Now, you see how I put this on and there's a gap? And when you tighten these down, this gap needs to close up against, what is this, spider web? It needs to close up against this part here. That's what these are for. So when I close it, you're gonna see it shrink up against this. I was looking at the bushings, and the bushing seems to be in still good shape. Like they don't seem to be damaged or anything, which is good, because I wasn't trying to replace these. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten these up against this with my impact gun and an adjustable wrench or a socket on this side, and then I'm gonna put everything back together in the car. All right, so unfortunately I can't record this only because I don't have another person to hold the camera, and it will require 2 people, primarily because the whole shock completely set has fallen out of the car. Let's tighten these down real quick. All right, now that I know those are tight, I can focus my attention on this up here. This is usually the tricky part though. Let's pull the safety pin out. Okay, come on. I'm only using these because I don't have my needle nose pliers with me, which sometimes suck, but I have to do it what I have. Alright, so that's that. I want to let go. Now let's take this off. Set this. You're not gonna believe this. I had to do it the hard way, but whatever, it worked. I'm out here flexing, trying to get this up and put this in at the same time. Stupid rookie mistake. So basically, you got to use a jack, raise the wheel up, put this bolt on. But right now, I'm gonna put the shock back in, and then I'm gonna tighten this down along with the fork. I'm not gonna tighten down the brake lines only because I'm gonna end up taking the shock off tomorrow. So let me put the shock back on. Finally got everything put back into the car. And yeah, man, this is how you install the upper camber kit on the front part of a Honda T.L.C. All I got left to do is to put the wheel back on and put the car back on the ground. All right, guys, so I put the car back on the ground with the wheel. Here's the camber kit for the front. And you know what's crazy? The tire is straight up and down right now. Once I drop the car, obviously it's gonna be off. And then I didn't realize this, but I can actually adjust this. If I can get my hand in here, I can adjust this even when the car is on the ground. So hell yeah. So I want to thank you guys for watching my Honda T.L.C. front camber kit install for 1993. All right, see you guys in the next one. I thought I'd make a small video on me being at the gas station, getting some gas real quick, showing you what the car looks like right now with the SI stocks. Bone height, so I do have the camber kit installed on the front, and I also have the camber kit installed on the rear. How can I show you guys? I guess I can't show you guys the camera kit installed, but it is installed on the front and the rear. Side markers, fog lights, and headlights. All right.